Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, meaning He is, He exists, He to be. Ba'in Hada Sham name, Yahweh Shai, being the name only begotten Son, meaning He delivered, He saves, Rachakwadash, Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and others, great most noble, well, peace and blessings to thee, like the nation of Israel. Shalom and about Baal, back at it again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Getting straight to it through the spirit. This is from endtimeheadlines.org, and it claims in this article, powerful solar flare causes radio blackout over western U.S. All right, so that's what they're claiming. That's their statement. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, we know this is all orchestrated, all right, by the will of the Lord. And me personally, I don't believe that this is due to the works of a solar flare. I believe that this is an artificial blackout, because how is it that the solar flare just by chance targeted specifically the western U.S., all right, and really was all of the U.S. as a whole, because, you know, leading up to yesterday, all right, and the day before, but, you know, early morning yesterday, I was up around 2:30-ish to about 3:45-ish, around that period of time, straight up no internet connection whatsoever. It was showing on my phone that I was connected to the Wi-Fi. All right, shalom, shalom. It showed on my phone that I was connected to the Wi-Fi, but, you know, there was no connection. If I try to look something up on Google, it wouldn't work. Because why? Because Esau has the power to shut down the internet. All right, and if you watched recently that movie that just came out not too long ago, the movie Leave the World Behind, all right, with Julia Roberts, all right, Julia Roberts. It was directed by Barack Obama, so-called Michelle Obama, all right, and I say so-called because Michelle Obama, I believe that the spirit really is a tranny, a transformer, okay, and really Michael Obama, all right, but you had Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, you know, and they were letting you know different things that have came out in that movie, letting you know about what's coming down the pipeline. And it's funny too, because even with Tesla, right? Because Tesla in the movie, simultaneously after the movie released, Tesla recalled a lot of their vehicles because Tesla was breaking down. But now you see Tesla pushing forth a lot of advertisements, a lot of commercials. If you've been on YouTube lately, I'm sure you've been seeing a lot of Tesla commercials. All right, but that goes back to the movie, which is nothing but predictive programming. The movie Leave the World Behind with Julia Roberts. I believe it's on Netflix. All right, but nonetheless, they're claiming that a solar flare causes a blackout over the whole U.S., right? But at the end of the day, you know, this is nothing but leading up to the famine of the word of Yahweh Bashma Shai. So I'm going to read the article, and I'm going to get a few scriptures. But we know through the Spirit that famine of the word is coming. You know, the easy access to be able to do this work and the easy access to be able to receive this truth is soon come to an end. Okay? You know, how should I say in John the 4th chapter, I believe. Stop here. It's John 9 and verse 4. John chapter 9 and verse 4. It says, I must work the works of him that sent me, while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. That's right. So that's why we got to put in the work while we still can. Because at the end of the day, the time's going to come where you're not going to be able to post up videos on YouTube. You're not going to be able to get easy access to these scriptures on YouTube. The night cometh when no man shall work. So that's why we have to make our calling and election sure right now. Because at the end of the day, we don't know if we're going to make it to tomorrow. That's why I should say, think not on tomorrow. All right? Boast not of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day shall bring forth. Roughly paraphrasing. That's in Proverbs as well as Matthew the 6th chapter. This is Ecclesiastes or Sirach chapter 2, starting at verse 5. Or actually, Sirach Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. That's right. So you don't know if you're going to be able to make it to tomorrow, man. That's why we have to serve the Lord today, because at the end of the day, tomorrow isn't promised. All right, at least for us. And that's why we pray to Yahweh Shai to have mercy upon us. And that's why in everything we do, we say, Lord willing, like it says in James, the 4th chapter. All right, because, I even got a little spiritual chin check, because prior to me putting on this lesson, when I put on the lesson and I put the title in and whatnot, I'm clicking go live. I'm clicking the button multiple times. It's not going live. And I'm like, damn, is it another internet shutdown at this time of night? But through the spirit, I was able to go live, thankfully, to the Yahweh Bashem El Shai. But that just goes to show you that, look, this isn't forever, man. So we got to make the best out of this ministry while we have opportunity. Okay, and this is further showing that Yahweh Bashem El Shai is not to be played with, because there's going to come a time where Yahweh Bashem El Shai is going to put his hand over the mouth of his prophets, and they're not going to be able to reprove the people like they do now. So that's why it's important to get this word while you still can. All right, and don't look at it as in the sense of entertainment, because soon this is all to be stripped away. This is, and like scripture say, the fashion of this world passes away, man. All right, this is Amos chapter 8, starting at verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Right, so the word of the Lord is going to be very precious in these days, like it was in the days of Samuel. This is 1 Samuel 3 and 1. And the child Samuel ministered unto the Lord before Eli, and the word of the Lord was precious in those days. There was no open vision. That's right, and that's the times we're coming into, where there's not going to be an open vision. All right, people are going to be being so desperate to find the counsel of the men of Yahweh Shai. Here it is. The Lord has his counsels out here for decades, literally decades. The Lord has had his men out here for decades, pushing this word, pushing this truth. But people have been taking it for granted, except for the elect, of course. So guess what? Now, when the time of all hell is getting ready to break loose, that's when everybody's going to want to seek the Lord, right? It says, in their affliction, they shall seek me early, in Hosea 5 and 15. But guess what? It's going to be too late, because the Lord's going to shut the mouth of his prophets, and the prophets are going to be dumb. They're not going to be a reprover unto the people. This is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. That's right. They're going to be going out their way to try to seek the word of the Lord. They're not going to find it. Why? Because the Lord's going to shut them out to his prophets. This is Ezekiel chapter 3, starting at verse 27. It says, I'm going to start at verse 26, Ezekiel 3 and 26, and I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth. Right, so when your tongue cleaves to the roof of your mouth, you can't talk, because your tongue barely stuck on the roof of your mouth. Exactly. If you were to take your tongue and fasten your tongue upon the top of your mouth, the roof of your mouth, you're not going to be able to talk, because in order for you to talk, your tongue has to be able to move with free course. Okay, but the Lord says he's going to make the tongue cleave to the roof of our mouth. Meaning what? We're going to be dumb. We're not going to be able to speak. Because why? Because he's not going to want us to be reproving the people, because it's the time of speaking is over. Now it's the time for judgment. All right, there comes a certain point of time where you give a warning, you give a threat, you give a warning. And if somebody doesn't take heed to that warning, then guess what? Then comes the action behind it. It's the same thing the Lord's doing now. He has us, Lord willing, we be those men, the prophets out here, giving the warning unto the people. And after that comes the judgment. All right. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 26, and I will make the tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb, and shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord power. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're speaking unto them, thus saith the Lord. He that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house. That's right. And a lot of our people are going to have to learn the hard way, because to our people, they look at us as entertainment, like it says in Ezekiel 31 and 30, or Ezekiel 33 and 30, it says, and also thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word of that cometh forth for the Lord. Yes, so Jake acts like they want to hear the word of the Lord, but they really look at us for entertainment. Verse 31, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear their words, but they will not do them, for with their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lively song, of one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, talking about the prophecies, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. That's right. So for a lot of our people, it's going to be too late. They're going to know a prophet had been among them when it was already too late. Okay? They want to look at this word. They don't want to take this word serious. They want to take it as entertainment. And then when that judgment comes, it's going to be too late for them, man. Why? Because they didn't take it serious while they had the opportunity. And a lot of our people, they're going to want to hear the counsel of the Lord in that day. But what is the Lord going to tell them? Jeremiah 15:1. Then said the Lord unto me, though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. That's right. So even though the Lord has had mediators stand before him for Israel's sake, he said his mind cannot be towards his people, referring to 2/3 of our people, because 2/3 of our people are like the heathen. Jeremiah the 9th chapter. It says, cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Right? Where shall we go, right? Then shalt thou tell them, thus saith the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. And that's exactly what the Lord's going to bring upon his people, man. Because the time of talking is over. Now it's the time for judgment. Because here it is. We've been talking for decades, like I said earlier, through the Spirit. So if you're not taking heed to the words right now, when the word is not easily accessible, don't plan on reaching the Lord in that time either, all right? Because he's giving you a time to repent, but you neglected it. 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. And that's the elect. The elect have been chosen since the foundation of the world. Verse 9, then shall they be in beautiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain. That's right. Okay? So the Lord is going to bring death by pain unto those who have despised his ways. Even in the time of grace and mercy and liberty, they still refuse to know the Lord. So guess what? When the time comes where all hell is going to break loose and the Lord is going to hide himself even more, don't plan on reaching the Lord in that day. Because while you had opportunity, you didn't take advantage of that opportunity. So now you're going to be destroyed. And that's just how it goes. All right. This is the article in End Time Headlines. Powerful sulfur causes radio blackout over western U.S. A powerful X-class solar flare hit Earth yesterday, causing radio blackouts over the U.S. West Coast and much of the Pacific Ocean. The solar flare was spat out by a sunspot named AR 3590, which has a volatile beta gamma delta magnetic field that makes it primed for X-class solar flares. The flare that hit Earth on Wednesday was recorded as being an X1.9 class, making it one of the most powerful solar flares. X1.9 flare now. Region 3590 fires a big flare at an R3 level radio blackout over the Western Pacific, especially Western USA and Canada, New Zealand, Eastern Australia, and Indonesia, colored regions in map. Although short-lived, expect more activity from this region. Space weather physicist Tamita Skov posted to X, formerly known as Twitter, on Wednesday. All right, so they're letting you know that more quote-unquote solar flares are going to be coming. But this is nothing but them trying to find a cover-up for really blacking out and putting EMPs. And this is nothing but leading to the famine of the word, because like I said yesterday, I was trying to access the internet and I could not at all whatsoever access the internet from a period of about 2:30 to 3:45ish, straight up. Basically the only thing that was left was for the phone to have no service at all, because even though it said it was connected to the Wi-Fi was absolutely not working. So this is nothing but Esau playing with the connection. The scriptures call him the prince of power of the air. So these devils have power over the waves, the Wi-Fi, 5G, the frequency wave, so on and so forth. Esau literally has frequency wave weapons, so an EMP is nothing in its sight. And this EMP is going to further help solidify the famine of the word. Because think about it, all day Esau could blame it on a solar flare. That's just a cover up. These devils really have the technology to shut down your internet without you having any idea. That's a fact. And they even show you that in the movie Leave the World Behind. When they were trying to access the cell phones wasn't working. Why? Even when they had the type of cell phone that could, quote unquote, last through an EMP, that phone wasn't working either. Why? Because it's all the will of the Lord. The Lord's getting ready to shut this place down. And the Lord's going to show you that his word is not to be taken for granted. 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 9. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. And that's the times we're coming into. That's why you got to watch who you allow around your circle, because it says all friends shall destroy one another. Your own closest friend could turn his back on you in these last days. All right, that's why scriptures say, trust ye not in a friend, putting our confidence in a God, for every brother will utterly supplant. Right? That's in Jeremiah. It says, and it also says in 2 Ezra 15:19, how a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall spoil their houses and destroy their goods for lack of bread and for great tribulation. So people you grew up with as your next door neighbor, they're going to be wanting to put you to death in these last days, because they're going to be starving because of the literal famine that's going to come, and also the famine of the word. All right. And they're going to see that you're fed and that you have abundance of the spirit of power, Yahweh Shemashai, and they're going to want to take what you got. But that's where the divine intervention of Yahweh Shemashai comes in. But the point is what? That you're not going to be able to trust everybody in these last days, man. That's why you have to watch who you so-call your friend. All right. 2 Ezra 5:9, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. Meaning what? Famine of the word. This word is going to be hidden and shall be sought of many, right? Everybody who wants to play with the word of the Lord now, like the 5 foolish virgins who spent up their oil. Then when the Lord's coming back, now they want to go buy oil. Everybody who playing with the Lord now, you came into the truth, you fell out the faith, you want to play with the Lord. Guess what? You're going to know death by pain. All right. This is 2 Ezra 5:10, and shall be sought of many, right? Because a lot of people are going to be looking for this truth in these last days. Like it says in Isaiah 24:11, there is a crying for wine in the streets. Crying for wine means they're looking for answers. All right, but they're not going to find any. Why? Because here it is, the answers. Like the brother Y said, everybody out here looking for God, but his men are in eye view. But the scriptures say in 2 Chronicles 36 that they have misused the prophets. All right, they don't really take heed to the fact that the men of the Lord are right there in their face. Like church said, yet shall not I see thy teachers, and they shall not be removed into a corner anymore. So the true teachers of Yahweh, Bashem Shai, out here in these streets, right in the face of the people. But a lot of people still don't take heed. Why? Because it's not meant for them to take heed, but it's only for the elect, and we understand that. All right, so 2 Ezra 5:10, and shall be sought many, and yet not be found. And then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied on earth. Right, so imagine how much more ungodly is getting ready to be here in these last days, man. It's going to be bad out here, man. The love of many is going to wax cold. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, knowing the fact that this famine of word is closely approaching upon us, gird up your loins and gird up the loins of your mind to know that it's going to get really, really ugly out here, man. Okay, because a lot of people are going to want access to the word, and they're not going to be able to have it at all. Okay, because the Lord is going to take his men off the street, and that's a fact. 2 Ezra 5:11, one land also shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, no. At that time shall men lay hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. Right? Because the Lord is going to be against them in all their works. All right. And, me personally, I believe that it's not no damn solar flare. I believe this is all man-made. And I believe Esau is purposely, testing the signal to jam it. All right. Even a few months back when they had that nationwide Amber Alert. That's nothing but Esau just checking to see if all the phones are on board. Once he's seen all the phones were on board and they received the Amber Alert, he's like, bet, now next step is to knock out the signal, all right, to further produce a famine of the word, But I'm speaking as a man, all right? It's all going to be said and done. But one thing we know for certain is that the prophecies of the scriptures do say that a famine of the word is going to happen. So however they construct it and orchestrate it, that's really the will of the Lord on the left-hand side. But at the end of the day, we know through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, according to the scriptures, that a famine of the word has to come. And I personally believe, and I heard another brother say this too, I personally believe that they're just saying the Shalom, my brother, Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Yahweh Shai Barakatah. That's right. Brother Zakaria, man. Amos 5:13. Therefore, the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. That's right. The prudent referring to the elect, the men of the Lord. The men of the Lord going to keep silence in these times, man, when that famine of the word hits, because it's an evil time. And, you know, the warning has gone out, but these people don't take heed, man. The water for putting up that precept, my brother. The water. You know, like it also says in Proverbs, the first chapter, you know, the Lord has called, but they have refused, right? So guess what? You know, they're going to be destroyed, man. All right. But the point of the matter is, at the end of the day, Yahweh Bashmashai is going to implement a famine of the word. And through the Spirit power Yahweh Bashmashai, I believe that the solar flares is just a cover-up to catch the simple at unawares. But we know through the Spirit what deeper it really is. It's really the fact that they don't want the men of the Lord out here pushing this truth, man. And this is all according to the will of the Lord. You know, as it says in Isaiah, it says how the let's read it. Yeah, by the way, Shalom, Makia, Yahabashmashabakata. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is Isaiah 32 and verse 6. It says, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord. And that's exactly what Esau tries to do. He tries to utter error against the Lord. You know, it says he basically tries to tell the Most High that the Most High made mistakes in his movie and his plans and his creation. It says to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. And how is he going to do that? By way of a famine of the word, by shutting down the internet. This is nothing but the beginning stages of Esau shutting down the internet as we know it. All right. It says the instruments of the instruments also of the troll are evil. He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. And what's that going into? The persecution. All right, because famine of the word is also the flip side of famine of the word is also the persecution. Not only are they going to try to literally take us off the internet and blacklist us, but they're also going to persecute us and try to point the finger at us like we're the problem of society today. But all we're doing really is prophesying against the wickedness of society. That's why the scripture say, he that depart from evil maketh himself a prey. You know, so that's the point on that right there. All right. Opera's lesson was edifying. I personally don't believe it's no damn solar flares. I just believe that through the Spirit it's Esau trying to further that famine of the word, which is through the Spirit of the Lord, meaning they're ready to further implement the steps of their new world order. All right, because a part of their new world order is to get any type of person who pushes the truth out of the way, whether it be by death or reprogramming subconsciously. All right, so brothers, gird up your loins. We're at the end. You know, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. We know famine of the word is a part of the times of Jacob's trouble. So, hey, brothers, I also want to say this through the Spirit too. You know, cherish the time that you have with the brothers, and cherish the time you have when you're out and about at camp in the highways and hedges, because as the scriptures say in 2nd Ezra, there shall come a time where a man shall desire to hear another man's voice and shall not be able. On top of that, all right, we're not going to be always out there at camp doing the work. So cherish that, man. All right, truly, because it's only a matter of time where we literally have our last camp on the highways and byways, and it'll come sooner than we think. You know, and Lord willing, we be a part of the elect number to be saved in these times. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up with that. The water for everybody tuning in. Yabashim Shabakatam to the elect, the sincere members of the elect. Shalom to my brothers out there. You know what I'm saying? Brothers don't even know how much y'all be boosting Jake's spirit, for real, for real. Just even the fact that y'all be saying shalom, much less putting up scriptures to the spirit, man. Yep, shalom. But Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua Brakatham, Kahal Laim La Yahweh, Bashim Ashai, Bashim Kakodash. Double honors, the apostle of the great most never well. Peace and blessings to the elect nation of Israel. Shalom and above all. Kwame Shalom.